This is William Paget, Rhoda Paget Parker's father. Rhoda Paget Parker when she was a baby. Rhoda Paget Parker and her sister Phoebe Paget. Rhoda Paget Parker with her brother Bill Paget. Granny Parker with Joel Reeves, Ruby Hamiltree, Charles and Jr. Pettit, and Dot. Granny Parker when she was at the TB hospital in Alto. Granny Parker and Aunt Maudley Cagle. Granny Parker and Mary. Granny Parker holding Patsy Paget. This is my daddy's mother, Rhoda Paget Parker. Melinda and Biley Paget, Granny Parker's stepmother and half-sister. This is Aunt Phoebe Paget. She married Dave Cantrell. She was Grandma Paget's, Grandma Parker's sister. She's buried right next to Grandma Parker. Dave Cantrell, Aunt Phoebe's husband. Kimsey Paget, Grandma Parker's brother. He's also Claud Paget's grandpa and J.L. Paget's grandpa. This is a picture of a corn shucking took at Uncle Bill's house. Polly Paget Bruce, Granny Parker's sister and her family. Jim Bruce was her husband's name. Oscar Parker, Daddy's father. William Parker family, his wife's name was Missouri. That's Oscar Parker in the back row. Oscar Parker's sister and her husband. I'm not sure which sister it was, but her husband's name was Louis Smith. Oscar Parker's sister, Emma. Oscar Parker's sister, probably Mindy. Oscar Parker's sister, probably Mindy. Oscar Parker's sister, Lucy Foster, and her children. And the boy's name was Sherman. One of Oscar Parker's sisters and her family. Oscar Parker's sister, Mama had wrote Emma on the back, but there was another note saying that her name was Mindy. Rembert Parker and Maudley Parker Cagle. Rembert Parker and Maudley Parker Cagle. and I'm not sure who the other children in this photograph are. Rembert Parker, Dewey Pettit, and Earl Paget. Rembert Parker and Jim Waller. This is a Salem school group. Rembert Parker is on the end, on the back row, and Mobley is fifth from the right on the back row. Rembert Parker and friends. Daddy's the one on the front row on the left. Bill and Enoch Paget, made around 1904. These are Tom Paget's boys. Tom Paget was Granny Parker and Uncle Bill Paget's half-brother. This is Deller's side of the family. This is the Steve Dean family. It's Mom and Daddy and Dot. Grandma and Grandpa Dean. This is Steve Decatur Dean, my mother's father. This is my grandmother Dean's brothers and sisters, and Grandma Dean. This is Steve Crow, Ellen Crow Sykes, Harvey Crow, and my mother's mother, Sarah Crow Dean. This is Uncle Steve Crow and Aunt Elmani at a dinner we had when I was just a little girl. We had an Easter egg hunt that day. I'm not sure if this was on Grandpa's birthday or not. This was Grandpa Dean's birthday cake. This was Grandpa Dean, Uncle Harvey Crow, and right in the right-hand corner, Grandma Dean. This is my mother's brother, Elmer Dean. This is Maudley Cagle, Maudley Parker Cagle, Grandpa, Daddy's sister. This is Aunt Maudley and Uncle Vernon. This is Maudley and Vernon and their two oldest children. Maudley and Vernon Cagle. Maudley and Vernon Cagle took at Mom and Daddy's house when Maudley and Daddy's cousin came from Montana. Maudley and Vernon Cagle and Grandpa Parker's sister Julie and her husband, and Julie's son and grandson. Maudley Cagle made shortly before Daddy died. This is Maudley and Vernon's children, made about 1937. In the back there's Jack, Autry, and in the front I believe it would be Nema Ruth or Betty and Jim. This is Aunt Julie's daughter Polly and her husband Wagner Luth from Plentywood, Montana. This is Bobby with Polly and Aunt Maudley. This is Mama's brother Thomas Dean with his wife Susie. Susie's his second wife. This is another picture of Uncle Thomas. He's from Hot Springs, Arkansas. This is Mama's brother, Uncle Elmer Dean. This is Uncle Elmer with his son Mule Dean. Mule Dean when he was in the service. Uncle Elmer's daughter Linda when she was a baby. Linda married Harold Chambers. This is Uncle Felt Dean's daughter Bobby. Felt and Aunt Lou's daughter Catherine. Uncle Felt and Aunt Lou's daughter Catherine and their son Willis. Felt and Aunt Lou's daughters Catherine, Bobby, and Sammy holding her baby. Aunt Geneville's daughter Sarah. Well, actually, it's Betty, not Sarah. This is Robin Chambers. He wasn't related to us, but he pastored Salem Church for many, many years. This is Robin Chambers in his older years with his grandson Danny Westbrook. This is Rosie Chambers. She was Steve and Mary Ruddle's daughter. This is Jewel Reeves when she was a baby. Jewel Pettit Reeves. This is Millie Pettit holding Jewel Reeves. It was Jewel's grandmother. This is Jewel Reeves' uncle and her daddy, and I'm not sure which one's which. It's John, Luther, and Taylor Pettit. I believe this one's her daddy, Taylor. And that's probably John. This is Jewel, Ruby, Charles, and Johnny Pettit. And that would be Jewel Reeves' family when she was younger. This is Harold Goss. He was a friend of our family's when we lived over at the store on 53 West. Rob and Ruby Finley, they were Mom and Daddy's neighbors. This is Claud and Emma Fountain. They were our neighbors when we lived over behind Pleasant Hill. And Emma is Kinsey Paget's granddaughter. This is Aunt Lou Goss. She lived in the house next to us when we lived over at the store. She was Preacher Green Cordell's daughter. These pictures that are to follow are pictures of Mary Annabelle Parker. She was my sister that got killed when she was 16 years old in a car wreck. Mary was funny and strong-willed. She never met a stranger. I believe this is her baptizing, I'm not sure. She had bright red hair and a ton of freckles. Pretty much captures her. She liked to have her fun. Is at her graveside right after the funeral. Della and Rembert Parker, and Rhoda Paget Parker. Dot and Bonnie and Claud. This is Mama with some of the older kids. In the back there's Dot, and next to her, I believe, is Bonnie, and in front of Bonnie is Leo, and to the right of Mama is Rodley and Claude, and then in front of them is William and Leo, and Mama must be holding Mary. This is Margaret, Mary, and William. This is a family picture made when we lived over behind Pleasant Hill. There's Buck and Daddy and Mama and Sue and Bobby and Margaret, What and Claude. Daddy and Claude and Mama, and down front is William. And I believe Margaret's standing beside Daddy. This is Claude Fountain, Daddy, and Calvin Salmons, all preachers.